Hello, everyone. I'm so sorry I can't be with you tonight. However, I couldn't completely miss the chance to take a moment to share some thoughts with all of you. The lesson I cherish the most is how important it is to love what you do. If you love what you do and it's making you happy, all the hard work and perseverance will pay off. When you know you're truly giving it your all, there is no greater feeling in the world. I once had a guidance counselor tell me that I shouldn't play basketball, that it would never amount to anything for me. And you know what? Much to your surprise, I took that counselor's advice. I took it and I used it to be the best basketball player I could be. His negativity towards me made me stronger. You can't stop people from trying to limit your dreams, but you can stop it from becoming a reality. Your dreams are up to you. I encourage you to always be curious, always seek out things you love, and always work hard once you find it. So with that, I'll let you carry on with your evening. Please know I'm thinking of you, supporting you, and encouraging you always. Peace.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome to episode 20 of the Social Podcast.
Hold on, I don't like that. Say it again.
Want me to say it again?
Energy, yeah, energy.
Energy. Let me shake it out.
Go ahead.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome to episode 20 of the Social Podcast. Oh, shit.
Yeah, voice
Okay. Take three.
Come on, say that shit with your chest. Do some push-ups.
He said, "Welcome to Like, go ahead.
All right, hold on. All right, put me in, close. Put me in. I'm ready.
You got it.
Take a swig of J-Bo.
Welcome to the
Oh, you want to take a okay. Nah, I ain't gonna take a shot out. Take a shot of that. I'm good. Let me see. Take three.
Yo, it's 40 seconds. Go.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome to episode 20 of the Social Podcast. I'm your host, Steve, joined by my brothers and co-hosts, Darrian, Kiman, and the man that makes the magic happen, Alexander the Great. We're all in the building today. Fellas, how are we? How are we feeling?
Feeling good. I'm feeling good.
All right.
Getting through times.
Okay, I'm about to say we still with the one-word answers, but you added the through times part, so I guess you saved yourself.
I'm all right.
Wait, the king of one-word answers. How are you feeling?
Darrian's a ghost.
Yo,
He just observe everything. Like,
yeah.
niggas be talking, he just be like, He might just be looking at his phone like, that's a good idea.
Yep.
I agree with that.
Yep.
Don't say nothing.
No, I'm literally still reading this in a New York Times article.
Yo, before we started, he was like, "Yeah, I'm remember that Jay-Z and stuff, that take you had."
No.
Slam you with that shit.
I'm not. Let me read it in its entirety.
Yeah, read it.
And
yeah,
it's literally.
He tried to call backup and then
It
work.
literally just came out today. So let me.
Mm-hmm. You tried to call
This
backup.
is good.
Shit didn't work.
Thank you.
This shit is
Whatever is in the orange.
Yeah.
Good.
I don't know what it is.
Right.
The font is really good, isn't it?
It is.
Huh.
Now, it is 2020.
No,
I said I was
no.
going to start doing this. So, Alex, you're not escaping this question. How are you feeling?
I'm alright. I'm trying to get over this past week, man. It's been
Yes.
tough, Yeah.
Damn, tomorrow about to be a week. Oh,
yes.
man.
And that's why.
Oh,
That's why on
That's
a deeper
crazy.
note, that's why with the tragedy that has happened, with the lives that were lost with Kobe Bryant, Gigi, and the rest of those families, that's why I had to ask, like, in our chat, like, how are you guys doing? Because the world was shook. You know what I'm saying? The world has took a great loss, and everyone felt it. And I know how men are taught, keep everything in, but nah, like, I wanted everybody to express how they felt and really release that, because I don't want anybody to harbor that, because I felt like when you harbor, it just starts to seep into other things that, just let it out now, and then you'll get into that space of just celebrating his life, which I feel like as time has gone by, we're all in that spirit of now. We just need to celebrate his life and really learn from the things that he taught us while we were here. But by saying that, I just do want to open the floor. Like, how did everyone feel when?
I want to know why Darrian only said, I'm alright.
Yeah, we're gonna Dr. Phil this moment right now.
What's there Dr. Phil about?
I'm just saying, Dr. Phil, he probes.
I kind of understand why though. I mean, it like the conversation we was having earlier about the purpose. The reason why I replied so fast is because of that reason. Like, I believe everything happens for a reason. I believe everything has a purpose. I believe that he died in a way that we won't understand why, right? But I believe he died for a purpose and with a purpose. Like, he died maybe because everything in this world we don't understand. Like, we don't understand our journey. We don't understand our end goal. We don't understand why we even here. Like, we're just living right now to get that purpose. I feel like the way he died, yes, it was tragic. Like, nobody want to die like that. We don't want to see anybody die like that. But it was a purpose. It made everybody feel. It humanized everybody in the world. Like, you felt this. You felt so high. You felt whatever you was doing. You felt like a human at that point. Like, if that shit could happen to him, that shit could happen to all of us. Even people. Even if you low, you felt like, damn, he closer to me. He's still human, just like I'm a human. Like, if you low and that happened, you felt like if that shit could happen to Kobe. Yeah, that shit could happen to me.
At that moment,
like,
there wasn't no racism. There wasn't no talks of it was just straight. It was
just human.
Everyone connecting and being emotional around this legacy. The families that was lost, the tragedy that happened, and then of course because we know Kobe, we've seen Kobe, and we've seen the family life. We all connected on something that we all could connect to. Everyone's a parent. Everyone's a son. Everyone's a husband. Everyone's a father. So there was something that in that moment bridged everyone together.
And I'm not saying the purpose. I'm not saying you not supposed to cry and all that. We all gonna have emotion, but it's just something we won't understand. Like, I feel like Kobe lived for everybody. Like, his purpose, everything he left behind was for everybody. Like, you could say he died young, but he left so much. He did so much in that time, and we all taking a little part of what he left. Like, you might be taking a little part of what he left. I'm taking a little part. He's taking a little part. I look at death like that. I look at, like, people question about sidebar, but people question about, like, when kids die and stuff like that. I feel like the purpose of that is either for the doctor, those parents, a witness. Like, it's more than what we understand. Like, it's always more than what we understand. Like, nothing is selfless. We're not supposed to be selfless. Everything we do, we're supposed to teach to the next person. It's never about us. It's never about you. It's never about you. It's never about me. Never about him. It's always about passing on something different. So for him to die that way, of course, it's tragic. We don't want to see that. But the purpose, he left a great legacy. It's people that's reaching out to their parents now that they never talked to before. It's people that's reaching out to their kids that they never seen before. Fathers are being more vocal and saying, I want to see my son or my daughter now. Like, it's so many different things you could say, damn, like, Kobe did this, so we got to continue to move forward and do and just be positive. Like, don't be so negative. I'm not saying don't be sad and mourn, but just be positive and say, this is what he gave us. This is what he gave us and move forward. That's how I'm moving. That's how I'm moving every day. And that's how I believe in death. That's how I believe in death.
Yeah.
That's commendable.
Yeah.
I mean, that's respectable. I think everybody thinks like that. But I think it's certain people that choose. By the way, y'all didn't take our J-Mo shots, pussies. So take it. Pause. But I do think, what you're saying is truthful. I completely, wholeheartedly agree with that. I say, to answer your questions, which y'all keep bugging me about.
Yeah, all right.
I would say I'm all right because I think I'll be 28 in, oh shit, it's February, right?
It's creeping up on you.
It's next month. I'll be 28 next month. Yeah, I look at facts. I look at Kobe's my MJ. That's when it comes. I saw the tail end of Jordan, but caught Kobe. Since, like, kids are catching Trey and Luka right now. Yeah. That was the closest thing, still is the closest thing to Jordan I've ever seen. Growing up, when I was a Nets fan, New Jersey Nets fan, when it was in Continental, and I would be pissed because I hate that motherfucker. Kick Nets ass every goddamn night. Anytime they came to the Jersey with the NBA Finals, slow. Knew it was over. I remember that. Like I was in living in Hills, like going to school in Hillside. I remember that. This man, when I saw that shit fucked me up because it's something. It's the why. Like what the fuck was the reason? But it was more of, damn. And I'll put it this way. Bron brought up a good point when they did the Lakers shit, the Lakers tribute last night, which was amazing. He said the last 3, once Kobe retired in 16, his final 3 years was probably that was the greatest dad shit I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah.
That's the greatest example like of a dad I've seen. Like that shit is how he was for his daughters, for a girl dad, whatever.
Yeah.
Have like the hashtag, whatever it is. But that what I saw was like a prime example of what it is to be a family man, leaving, transitioning from basketball
to family life,
to being a family man. You see, and it's a fact. You see a lot of like the legends now. Not a lot of them, but like some of them, they are slender, big dudes, but then they retire, and then they get bigger. You know what I mean? Like bulkier size. Like Kobe stayed fit. He stayed doing his thing. He got a goddamn Oscar from it. Being like after he retired.
Yeah, he started doing so many different things.
It was a lot of things that you saw, and like you said, Key, it's a lot of. We can all take a little bit of something from him. What I take personally, I don't know about y'all. What I take is the work ethic part. You gotta outwork everybody in that motherfucking gym. I think no matter how, my thing is, and this is the one thing I've learned, even like when I was a kid, who I only started playing basketball was because of him. I mean, I had the number 44, but that was because that was the only big extra large size they had. Yeah. So, but like
them big man.
Yeah. But like I did that because it was Kobe and it was AI. That's why, like growing up that time, yeah, those are the guys. But I mean, when I heard it was Kobe. Looked at my guy, I was like, fuck. We looked on TV, fuck. Then we was like, you know what? Okay, we'll let this shit die. We'll go back to it later. Maybe some bullshit. Then I got like a little chill. And I was like, what the fuck?
That eeriness, that eerie.
And I'm like,
feeling.
I was like, I'm cold, but it's like hot as hell in the room. And she was like, you all right? I was like, yeah. I just haven't looked. My phone buzzed. I think it was you texting me, and it was in a group chat. I'm like, all right, let me look at this, but let me go on IG real quick. Boom. Then Gigi.
Yeah.
And I said, fuck. I said, nah. I was like, yo, they just said Gigi too. And she looked at me. She cried. And I was like, oh, God.
Now the waterworks.
Yeah. I was like, oh, the pollen.
I start watering.
I was like, oh, the pollen.
All of a sudden, all of a sudden it's springtime.
The pollen in January is crazy, huh? But
I think a lot of people cried.
But you got to think too. It's like we always thought like when I don't know about y'all. Like when I was growing up, like what if like if Jordan got kids, what if one of his kids become a basketball player as Michael Jordan? We had that, didn't pan out.
Yeah.
Kobe. Oh, now we're looking at Bron's kid right now.
Yeah.
Bron's kid, for sure. Kobe was like, all right, who gonna be like? If Kobe have a boy, bet. Gigi said, no, I got this. Mm-hmm. And then now look at her cooking. And she got him back into loving the game.
Yeah, he said that.
Yeah.
See, but LeBron's kind of anomaly because he hasn't really like had any issues. Like Kobe was human. Like Kobe
what do you mean by that?
Kobe had different things. Like he had different things where he had to grow and he went through certain things that made him like, okay, he's a regular person. He's working harder than everybody else. But it's not like LeBron's kind of different because he isolated himself from everything. Like he's not like partying. He's not.
I see what you mean.
Yeah, so like that's what I'm saying. Back to the Jordan thing. Like though Jordan was drinking, smoking stuff. So he was human.
Cigars,
yeah. So it was like you felt him. AI too. Like you felt him. They had tattoos. He was rapping. Like LeBron's a little different because he's outside of all of that. Yeah. So we looked at Kobe. So we connected
with the king.
Like, yeah. So we could
titles like that.
So we connected with Kobe because we was like, okay, this 17-year-old, this could be anybody. This could be anybody. We all could be just like him. Yeah. We all could. We watched him go from 17-year-old to a 41-year-old, like, and the evolution was crazy.
You know the thing. Crazy. You know the thing, and that's funny you mentioned that. This is the one thing I told Liz too. I said it boggles my mind. Like I was sitting there thinking about this. I thought about this all week. It boggles my mind if y'all really sit down and think the players that we saw when we were growing up to now, we've seen the prime years of Kobe, Duncan, AI, all these great guys. We've literally seen from rookie year to when they retired. We cried when they retired. We cried when they jersey. We got tears in our eyes when we saw the jersey retirement for Shaq and whatnot. But like, we see that, and it's like that was a part of our lives. And when the Kobe shit happened, it was like a part of your life just.
Yeah, it just shattered.
Yeah, and a lot of people say, yeah, it was like a family member. It was like this. Yeah, because you pay so much attention to this one person who can transcend like sports, everything.
I'm about to say it always you watch the person play basketball, but it was something more than that.
Exactly.
It was how he carried himself, what he said at interviews, like how he carried himself. Like
you watched Kobe talk.
Yeah,
because he let us in, and that's why I did want to take this time to give a shout out to like the women out there that I seen that just understood, and then even my own girlfriend like that just understood that this wasn't just a basketball player that passed. Like, so this is not just a moment to just be like, oh, but you didn't know him, or you like that. I've seen a lot of women actually understand, and I'm appreciative of that because as men, I feel like that is a factor that will help us in our grieving process. And like when it happened, like it happened on me and my girlfriend's anniversary, so we're tied to that now. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like when we celebrate our anniversary, it'll be the anniversary of the tragedy, and now we're tied to that. So but I'm just happy that the whole ball is life concept, like people could actually understand what we mean when we say that. Like it's a lot more than just basketball. Like it's a lot more than just the accolades that he put up. It's the fact that you could go back to when Kobe was 17, look at interviews and things that he said that he was going to do, and then now you see that he has done all of those things, and that is what we all strive. You know, we all strive to say we're going to do something and do it with the most passion possible. And he was the embodiment of all of that. And it's just, it felt good to hear my girls say, like, now I get it. Like, now I get it why I say ball is life. Like, because basketball is beyond just a sport. It's what comes from it, the connections you make, the character it builds. It's all of these things. And then it's a reason why we have favorite players. You know, some people have favorite players. It's more than just the basketball. It's the value you see in that person. And one of our friends, when he passed, he said, "Rest in peace, Dad." Like that's powerful, because when some people who don't have fathers out there, they find people idols, you know, and what a better idol to find, you know what I'm saying? Like just watching him grow, watching him portray things that we need to see as black men. Love, loving the children, the passion you put in for the family. You know, like it's hard when we have other idols that's out here and we see them bashing women and things like that. But here's a man, a black man who's loving his wife wholeheartedly, loving his kids wholeheartedly, family man. He loves the people. He's done so much for people in general that he doesn't know. So it's just
I do a couple of things I want to say is. Well, questions I got for you, both of y'all. What is your take on the whole thing with TMZ? How do you feel about, because with TMZ, just like a little backstory, TMZ were the ones who put it out, and they're kind of receiving backlash. But I think Harvey said that he got the green light to say this, to do this.
I seen that.
But I don't believe that. So like, what is your take on them?
He didn't get the green light because he deleted it.
Yeah. They deleted it and then then reposted it. It's like, what is y'all take on that? Like, as far as putting that information out before the family can know.
I kind of been on a wave of fuck TMZ. Like I've been on that because of the things that because they do things where it's not even about being a journalist and uncovering the truth anymore. It's really just about being the first to any and everything. And they're an embodiment of that within itself, right? But this right here, and it's hard to say because we've seen them do bullshit, but with other people's families and stuff. But like, I feel like this is one of the last straws with them. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of people that was reposting it all originated from them. You know what I'm saying? and you killed people that wasn't even dead.
Mm-hmm.
You feel what I'm saying? So like, you've caused so much rupture in people's families and people's heartache. You caused people heartache that probably didn't even need to have heartache, just because of your inaccuracies. Because I can't unsee that now.
Yeah.
Whether it's a hoax or whether it's true, I can't unsee it.
Yeah.
So now you have caused a rupture in someone's reality, but all because of you don't want to do your job and just confirm things first.
Did you before y'all let you go, Key? Before I have you answer that, did y'all see the what Rick Fox said?
I didn't see what Rick Fox said.
Okay, so I think Rick Fox was on. They did the TNT tribute. Yeah, TNT did a tribute from the Staples Center. I think that was that Tuesday. They postponed the game.
They postponed it Tuesday.
So what Rick Fox said was he got. I think he was somewhere. I forgot he said, but he kept getting calls and calls and calls. And found out, he got a call, I think, from one of his, I forgot who it was, but I found out that Kobe passed, and he didn't want to believe it.
Mm-hmm.
But then his best friend calls him. And he's like, "Why the hell is he calling me?" It's like, when I call you, you don't answer all the time. But it's like when you keep calling and calling, he's like, "Let me answer this because maybe it's just so he's just trying to figure out if I'm okay." Whatever the case may be, but he also thought maybe it's somebody somebody's just trying to get some answers or questions.
Yeah.
So he picks up the phone, and he knows this is his best friend. He goes, "What's up?" He goes, "Yeah, I'm glad you're all right." Like, he's like, "Huh?" He's like, I'm fine. He was like, "No, you don't know." His best friend broke the news to him that it's going around that he died. He was a part of that plane crash.
Mm-hmm.
He didn't know,
and his child.
Yeah. So now, 2 seconds later. He's still on the phone with him. Now his mom is calling, his family's calling. They're freaking out. He's getting text messages. "Please tell me this is not true." And he's like, "How do I explain that to my kids?"
Exactly.
He's like, "How am I supposed to explain that to my family, my mom, who was like, 'Please don't tell me my boy's gone.'" You know what I mean? Like, how do I supposed to explain that to them? So I think, to me, I'll let you go, keep my bad. It's just, to me, I just feel like do you think that's like, if I'm that person, do you think I would, if you're Rick Fox, if you're in Rick Fox shoes, would you like, I might have to do a lawsuit? Like,
yeah, if I'm Rick Fox, I would, if I was Rick Fox, I would be on the train of really trying to shut them down.
Okay, go ahead.
I mean, even Vanessa, I would be the whole family.
Yeah, everybody involved should
They
really
also released a statement on that the VP of Kobe Bryant Inc. said that shit.
What was the first thing when you heard the news? What was the first act you made? Like, what did you do? Who did you call?
No.
Who did you talk to?
No.
You did nothing.
No. That's all I kept. No.
Yeah.
Nah.
Everybody went. I feel like
after you got past the no, what was your first act?
This is exactly how I said, nah.
I was just seeking information. I started I changed to any news channel I could find to try to validate this because I wanted it to be like a false thing so bad. Everything was
off.
Like, I honestly really wanted, even when confirmations came through, I still was looking to see if someone could just pop up and just say uncertain again. Yeah. Because I actually, which sounds crazy, but the fact that they were being terrible journalists, I was banking on that for once. That you guys just fucked up so bad that this isn't true. It will still be a tragedy because someone lost their life in this.
Yeah.
But at the same time, because we have this connection to this man, we feel differently, and you just really wanted it to not be true. And that's why I was really just looking forward to, like, someone. I still be like, yo, I want Kobe to be like, yo, like, what's going on? Like, tweet something like, yo, what's
I was doing to say that. I'm like an hour later, he probably gonna post something or say something. I'm like, nah, I'm good.
Yeah, like, I was just,
but it never happened.
Now, as I'm just gonna keep asking you guys questions because you guys are basketball fans. But as basketball fans, like, what do you think as far as the tribute is going? As far as what the NBA has done, I mean, we still got All-Star Weekend and all that shit. But two questions. My first question is, do you think the games should have been canceled that Sunday?
Yes.
Secondly,
50-50 with that.
Okay. Secondly, I don't think that Rockets game should have been canceled because they found out when they was warming up.
Yeah, situations
all
like
those
that,
other games, maybe. But now, then the second question is, how do y'all think? What is your take on what the NBA players and teams have done to honor Kobe since the passing. From everything from jersey changes, number switches, all that.
I mean, yeah, I'm all for it. I feel like honestly, nothing is enough to honor him. Though. Like,
Yeah.
I feel like it's never going to be enough. However much they could try to do, it's never going to feel like we served him good. Like we made him like. I always gonna feel like it's not enough.
Yeah.
No matter what they do.
That's a void that's hard to just fill.
Yeah, like he was too big of a figure. Like to just say, all right, we're gonna give you a couple of flowers and we're gonna put your number in. Like I feel like it should be a lot more like than just that, because him and his daughter, like, and all the rest of the families.
Like, it was a couple daughters. It was a couple families and husbands. Wow.
The Altobelli
a whole family.
Yeah, the Altobelli family.
A mother, a father, and a daughter that has two more kids, more daughters that now doesn't have a mother and father and a sibling.
And that'd be the thing. You think about the rest of the families of how now they have to adjust. And then now, to go back to your TMZ point, now imagine the other families like, oh, well, it was only 5 people. You know, everybody doing math now and shit.
And then it's 9 now.
And then now it's 9. And then now you thinking, oh, my family was safe. And then no, they're not. And that's yes, they are. Then no, they're not. Like, that's destructive, bro. Like, you sitting here waiting to know if my parent is dead or not, or my sister is dead or not. My bro, like that right there is just tasteless. And then to the fake apology or whatever that comes out, it's like, bro, you can't change what you've done, because you showed me your true colors in the act of when it happened. You didn't show respect to anyone's family. Mm-hmm. My thing is, even if you said you asked to release it, the fact that you thought about doing it is what I would judge.
No, the fact that you did it and took it down and tried to
like my thing is,
that's if it happened.
If it was me, I wouldn't even get to that point of having to ask, because in my morals, I would feel like, let me do my job as a journalist to make sure all of the information is correct first before we put it out. It's not about being first, because it doesn't matter who's first. Just get it right, because you have people who can only know the information about what you're telling us. And like, come on, you did it before the cops and the fire department. All they can even notify the family,
even notify the bodies. They don't even identify the bodies.
Even the cops. I think even the cops said. I was watching the news conference they did that Sunday, and they were saying, the cop was saying that it was too dangerous for them to even go up there. Mm-hmm. There was still bodies up there.
Yeah,
they didn't take everybody down. They still had people up there, and he did. I think it was police lieutenant or chief or whatever it was. He even went at TMZ for saying, you know, how despicable and unfortunate it was for you to release that type of news onto social media before the family can even know. And that's how they have to find out about their loved one passing, before we can even figure out what our actual job is to do to make sure to protect and serve. We can't even do our jobs yet before you come up here. And it's like, damn, bro, like.
And it hits me because as a communication major, and I've taken these journalism classes, these aren't things that are taught. Yeah. So that's now you're just looking at people as business opportunities or advancement opportunities, because these aren't journalistic teachings. Yeah. So now you can't even waver into your journalism skills or degrees or expertise. Like, no, now you're just trying to be first.
Yeah, trying to get numbers.
Numbers. And that's why that's why I put a Twitter post up. And me and Kiman was talking about it, but I was talking about how we always been told that robots are going to take over the world and this and that, but I feel like I'm looking at it differently, as not just the mechanical robots. I feel like we are becoming robots. Human beings are becoming robotic because we no longer know how to tap into our humanity. Humanity is lost to a point where now we're just people that just regurgitate whatever we hear. We morph into what society wants us to morph into. Mm-hmm. Like, so instead now they're just going with the program. It's funny you say program. Okay, we want to be first. The market is social media has created all these different outlets. So now we gotta be first. Worrying about everything else except being a human being and understanding like there's a family here that's hurting right now. And I feel like that is what's going to destroy the world. If we're talking about robots taking over the world, us becoming less human will make us destroy each other. Because we don't know how to love and be kind and really care about the next person before we do this. Like, we'll do these things knowing it'll hurt this family, and we'll be like, okay. But then when we call you out on it, then all of a sudden you find humanity and you want to apologize. No, it doesn't work like that. And I feel like that's how the world is shifting now. Social media,
people are just doing the same thing every day, and it's hard to get out of it now.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I realized that even to myself, like realizing that I'm doing the same things is becoming normal. Even though I'm thinking like, I don't want to do this no more, but I'm still doing it. And we are just we're told something now. Now we like I could say something right now. You could walk out of here and just believe that. Like, we're not open-minded. We trapped in a box, like, with everything.
Mm-hmm.
Like, whatever I say, you believe. Whatever he say, I believe. Like, it goes on like that, and we just pass words and believe it. There's no more questioning or learning or curiosity or going back and forth. It's just any platform that has a following, we believe it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
We believe it. And that's the robotic part. Like, because of numbers, numbers.
Exactly.
We eliminate numbers. Is nothing. Now what we deem important is based on who you are, but because of numbers is we could see that. That's what we go after, and that part right there is messing it up.
Like, even think about there was an article that went out. Now I don't know how true it was. It could be clickbait. I don't know, but there was an article that went out when Puerto Rico is going through all of their earthquakes and natural disasters happening over there. There's an article talking about how there was a warehouse full of resources like water, everything, but just kept away from them. Like, so basically they're trying to hold on to that. And there's like a big debacle now about it because it's like, bro, we're all short on these things, but you're trying to harbor the resources for personal, you know, and while there's people out here hurting and people losing their homes. And that's just what I mean. It's like, even with politics and everything like that, we don't really care about helping people. We just make speeches and we just tell people what they want to hear, and then that's it. And we just try to manipulate each other. And
trying to pander.
So
everyone's pandering for a personal gain now.
What do you plan on doing differently after this happened? What did you plan on doing? What are you doing differently now since then?
Since what?
Since the passing of
Kobe and everyone.
Like, what are you doing differently, or what is your plan to do different?
Are you asking me that shit right now?
I'm asking both of y'all.
Oh, you want me to go first? I'll go first. Go ahead.
First, yeah. I mean, for me, I say that I'm really starting to understand. Like, it's sad because I hate that you have to learn these things through tragedies. Mm-hmm. But like, ever since
purpose,
it's a purpose.
I'm saying. I go back to that.
That like, and you know how. It could be small to someone, but you know how when we play basketball and emotions are high, you get heated and you start arguing with people, and sometimes things could go left. First it was hard for me to even play ball like that. Like, after it happened, and then after a few days sitting with it, I just did it, and it happened. I see people arguing and getting butting heads and stuff, and I'm just sitting here just like, I can't bring myself to go there anymore because I don't know if that could be our last interaction.
Mm-hmm.
So it's more of a awareness now. Like, now I'm more aware of what I'm doing, my emotions, how to really control it and understand that life really isn't promised to anybody. And me and this person arguing right now,
not that serious.
It's not that serious, and it doesn't need to be the last interaction.
Mm-hmm.
And also, it just made me appreciate what we're doing. You know what I'm saying? It made me want to go even harder for myself, so that way I could be a benefactor to what we're doing, so that we could someday lay out a legacy like that. I feel like that's what everyone should strive to be. Like, everyone should live today how you're going to be remembered tomorrow.
Okay.
And this is a reassurance on that.
Okay.
I would say yes to all that what he said.
Mm-hmm.
That was
Want to get the finger snaps?
Poetry slam. Come on now. Come on now, goddamn it!
bad,
Add some
my bad, my
goddamn
bad.
sound effects.
Hands go ashy. I might start a fire up here.
I'm
I don't
fucking
know.
dead. But I would say yes to all that stuff. But when it comes down to it, I think I look at it because I'm big on sports. I'm big on team, but I'm also big on competition. I'm also big on a work ethic, and I do think that the one thing I will definitely take even more so now than I did then is the work ethic. Outworking your competition, outworking the next person next to you, and outworking yourself. I do think that in many times, way too many times, we individually, because I can contest to this, we know we work hard, but we know we can work harder. Mm-hmm. And I think when you saw, and this is for real basketball fans, like we are, when we saw those videos of Kobe training, and we saw Kobe in practicing, and we saw Kobe mess up and tear his Achilles, but still shoot those free throws and still play. And he still played 3 seasons after that and came back. We saw that shit and we were like, cool. The little sprained ankle I got, I'm out for the season. Mm-hmm. He came back and fucked his whole shit up. He played 3 more seasons. So it's the work ethic. Still making sure no matter what you can do, no matter how good you did task A, task B, you got to do that much greater. Mm-hmm. So that's what you got to think about. You got to think about, and the one thing is too, that I learned from Kobe is my favorite thing, the chess not checkers motto. Being 10 steps ahead of your next opponent. You got to think, I forgot a video Kobe did years ago, but he was talking about it's kind of like with his detail shit now, but he was talking about how to beat his opponent and how chess equates to that. Yeah. I look at if I'm coming down the court and I see how my guy is defending me, that tells me what I can do, and that tells me if you do this, it's gonna be contested, but fuck it, do it anyway. Mm-hmm. But I know I can beat him if he is standing this way or in this stance. That's the same way you gotta look about life, same way you gotta look about school, with work and everything. You gotta make sure the shit that you do work 10 times as hard as you did with the task you had before. And you gotta, at the end of the day, at the end of it all, when you know you worked your ass off, you just gotta sit back, have a glass of your favorite, whatever it is, and just be able to understand that, yeah, I did that shit. I worked my ass off. So you gotta be able to bust your ass 10 times greater, but also appreciate the process. You gotta appreciate that shit, because when you don't get to sit back and appreciate it, too many fucking times we allow other people to tell us how they appreciate us, but never, ever, ever do we really sit back and just realize. You could just sit back and do this. Yeah. And be like, I did that. Like, yeah. They
appreciate it for
right.
yourself.
Yeah. I mean, it's not being cocky, but it's like you are confident enough in your craft and perfecting what you do to know whatever it is, not a goddamn soul can take it away from me.
You know what's good when you bring that up, and I do want to get back to your response, but it just what he said brought up when I saw Meg Thee Stallion when they interviewed her and they asked her the same question, and she was saying along the lines of that, she's like, I always just want to impress myself, and when you just have that mentality, then you don't worry about what others will say, because we see people, we talked about it last time when Kat was up here, how other people,
out to Kat.
Shout out to our brother Kat, how other people could tell you good, but how far will that even take you? You know what I'm saying? Because as soon as you're not good, those same people won't be there anymore. So you gotta just impress yourself.
That's self-motivated.
Yeah.
You know, but it's the same thing Keith brought up. You can work your ass off to the point where you don't need anybody to validate how hard you work. As long as you know in yourself and in your accomplishments, you can carry a team with no other goddamn all-star, with Pau Gasol, Smush Parker, and Kwame Brown, whoever, and Lamar Odom, and still go back-to-back on championships. No Shaq. It was just your will. It was just your will to really fucking put 110% into what you believe in, and believing in yourself and knowing, fam, I could beat the Celtics. I could be Ray Allen, Paul Pierce,
Your basketball, his basketball reference is gonna fuck up all the women that's listening.
Word.
Yeah, your
Women
basketball,
gonna be like,
you're
lost
figuratively
me.
saying you're using basketball, but you're using it for life, and they're not gonna understand.
That's
what
that's
you're
why
saying.
they understand ball is life, man.
You know what's
for
so
us.
funny? You know what's so funny? My girl says that shit all the time. So
Yeah, they
So-
gonna listen and be like, I don't know
I
what
don't
he
know
talking
what
about.
he's saying.
But he
So
talking
ladies-
about Kwame Brown. Who Kwame Brown
Kwame?
is?
so all right, ladies, let me break this shit down for you.
Nobody want to know.
You
who
can
Kwame
carry
is.
if you got some scrubs on your team. All right,
Best friends.
Do the
Ladies-
friends. Do the
Friends,
friends. If you got
friends.
some-
That
if you
means
got some
friends. That means friends. That means
if you got
Yeah.
if you got some fuck friends on your team,
Scrubs.
if you got some scrubs on your squad and your circle of friends, and you got to carry them, and you know you doing your shit, yeah, you Kobe.
You Kobe.
You
You
Kobe.
Kobe that.
If you carrying, yeah, you Kobe. Now for my guys who know basketball, they know who the fuck Kwame
Yeah, you know
Brown
what's going on.
and Jordan Farmar is.
And if you're a scrub, if you are one of those scrubs, you can be a Kobe.
can, yeah.
Don't be.
Nah,
Word.
No,
Nah,
you can't
could
be a Kobe.
yeah.
You're a young Kobe. You're a young Kobe.
no, you're not. You're Smush Parker.
No, you're a young Kobe.
You're Shannon Brown.
Everybody can be a Kobe.
Don't settle for Kwame. Don't settle
You're
for
Sasha
Smush Parker.
Vujacic.
You know, don't settle
That's
to be
fucked
that.
up.
Sasha Vujacic was actually he was actually good. He was actually clutch.
no, he wasn't.
He was clutch. Sasha Vujacic was clutch.
Can
He
we
was
go to
good.
the next?
He
Can
was.
we go to the next?
Nah,
I'm
I
not
want to
doing
hear Kiman God tell us what he
that.
learned.
Sasha Vujacic is nice.
Oh,
outta here.
nah. I mean, everything I said to y'all before about procrastinating
Sasha.
and laziness, like feeling, just thinking that everything is gonna be the same every day, like just not appreciating each day and not taking advantage of each moment I have. Like
Yeah.
sometimes like I was telling you earlier, I plan out things and I procrastinate and I critique it.
Yeah.
Instead of just doing it. And those days where I don't plan anything, I just do something.
Do something, yeah.
So I have to balance that and just do more. Like I know I could do a whole lot, and a lot of it is just me criticizing, critiquing myself to the max. Like I overthink everything. It stops me from doing a lot. So I have to stop doing that. But from hearing everything that we just said, I just want to say like that we appreciate and are grateful for Kobe's purpose. Like I said in the beginning, like his purpose, I believe, was to leave all these different things, and we took different things, and now we will be better as human
beings, yeah.
Yeah. So I just want to say thank you to Kobe.
You said Sasha was clutch. Sasha only got. Sasha's best season was 11.4.
He was clutch though. He made a lot of clutch
was
shots.
clutch. I'm just saying.
you look at-
Best
if
season with the Lakers, he had 8.8 points
look at
average.
he was
Look at Robert Horry.
Robert Horry, don't do that. Robert Horry was
His stats
nice.
trash,
Don't do that.
though.
Robert Horry will bust Sasha.
Yeah, but his
Vujacic
stats was
ass.
trash. He made a lot of clutch shots though.
It's
He missed the clutch. He got 11 rings. Like
I
Bill
know,
Russell.
I know, but I'm saying his stats is trash. Then look at it.
Sasha,
yeah, stats.
That was like 9
it's more than the stats.
in that game
It's
of
more than
24,
that.
not 21, Sasha will get waxed. The fuck out of here. You know that.
Yo, you know what? You know what's crazy? You said that. You know what I appreciated, right? The humanity. I went to when I did play ball that first
Did
time.
you play 24?
Yep. Game was 24.
All y'all niggas cried and hugged each other.
Game was 24, and I was just like, I just like that. I just love that because no one was afraid to, like, you know what, we all know we feeling this way. Let's in our own way honor it. Like, we don't have to be on the NBA court to do it. You know what I'm saying? So it felt good.
How many times you shoot this week?
About 3 times. Maybe.
Mm.
How many times you shoot this week?
Twice.
How many motherfuckers y'all saw with Laker gear?
I
saw a lot of people that wasn't playing basketball.
didn't see people
With
with
Laker gear?
Yeah, that wasn't playing basketball.
They were just in the gym?
Yeah, they just was.
I didn't see Laker gear, but I seen like myself. I wrote on my shoes. Like I see a lot of people who did that.
Yeah.
The gym that I go to, I didn't go that day, but I seen, could be all on social media, I seen that someone hung up a Kobe jersey in the gym while they play ball.
I was in Dunkin' Donuts and I saw they put the R.I.P. Kobe and Gigi
Yeah.
at Dunkin' Donuts.
I saw that at school
I
too.
almost
They
fucking
got
cried.
a
Yeah.
poster.
I cried getting a coffee.
They got
It
a
was
poster.
I actually, and
I didn't cry. That's the crazy thing.
Oh,
But I
Fucking
felt,
boo-hoo.
but I
Yeah.
felt crazy. Like,
wait till
Yeah.
that funeral come. Oh my god.
but that's what I was saying. Go back to what I believe and like
Yeah.
the purpose thing. Like I believe certain things that some other people probably don't understand
Yeah.
or connect with. But I just celebrate. I celebrate death and I
celebrate
celebrate
life,
life.
yeah.
Celebrate both. Because we don't understand why we die. We don't understand why we live.
Yeah.
Like we figuring it out. And when I feel like when we figure it out, that's when God take you. Like
Yeah.
I feel like Kobe figured out everything. Like he had everything. He had the game plan. Like
Yeah.
he figured it out. All right, now we got to come to this life and help me do this. Like now, like he probably on another task now. That's my belief.
Probably busting Jesus' ass.
And that's not a religion. That's not a religion thing. But that's a different belief.
He giving
Like,
Jesus 35
but it goes to because a lot of
upstairs,
people, even when Nipsey's mom got up there,
oh yeah,
in her funeral, and she was kind of talking in the same notion, and a lot of people would just, I wish I had her strength and things like that. But it all just comes from
your belief system,
and what you understand about life. And actually, in Black culture, we actually do at funerals we celebrate.
Yeah,
because what else can you do? You know what I'm saying? We all know it's gonna happen, so it's gonna hurt when it does happen, but it has to be a moment of celebration now.
Yeah, because think about it. If you knew you was gonna die, if you knew everything, we're not supposed to know everything. If you knew when you was gonna die, if you knew when you was gonna get sick, when you was gonna get hurt, when you was gonna fall,
you would try to do
then what's the
something
point of living? Like, what's the point of living?
You expect the outcome,
That's what I'm saying.
Now you're just existing, and it's just different. Now you're just here.
Exactly.
And that's one of the things I learned earlier is like you have to ask yourself, are you living or are you existing? And then I have to. That was one of the things that I heard, and I was just like, you know what? It changed the way I thought, and it changed the way I just lived. And now, just live with a purpose now. Like live with meaning. You know what I'm saying? Like, and that's why I hope everyone takes from this. Just live with meaning. Do what you want to set out to do. Like, we didn't tell listeners, but we went to talk to the school, and we got to talk to those kids.
Oh yeah, that's true.
That
purpose.
Shouts out to Dickinson.
Yeah, shout out to William Dickinson High School in Jersey City.
Shouts out to Miss Jackie Nelson.
Yo,
boy, that's my girl.
Yeah.
Jackie Nelson sending me those socks. Yeah.
But it was just beautiful to see, and then that's where I just felt like. And I can only speak for me personally because I don't know what everyone wants to do, but I know that was one of the things that like I never saw myself doing, but I felt like I'm finding my purpose in that, like just giving back.
That's the purpose of life.
Yeah,
it's to give. We all supposed to teach. We all supposed to give back. We all supposed to. Nothing is supposed to be self. Like nothing is supposed to be for self. Like
it's not.
That's not why we were here, and that's not why we're here. That's not why we were created. Like we all supposed to reproduce. We all supposed to teach. We all supposed to give on. But for people that, like you saying, like that's your purpose. You felt fulfilled, even though it wasn't nothing out of this world. It was something that meant something to you,
exactly.
and that was very important.
And there was no money attached to it, and that's what it should
free.
always be. It should just be something that fulfills you, and money should just be a bonus to it. It shouldn't be the reason. And that's why I feel like people become robotic, because you're chasing something beyond just the human emotion of it. You're chasing numbers, you're chasing money, you're chasing notoriety, you're just chasing all of these things. When are you doing it?
What's the purpose of you?
Yeah, what is are you living your purpose?
Yeah.
And then right now I feel like we're just chasing money and becoming less and less emotions, and we're just becoming robots that's just set to do a job.
Like even when Steve be talking to random people, and like everybody be laughing, I'll be laughing sometimes too, because of what they be saying. But I get it. Like you don't like even information that he's giving and information that he's receiving. It's a purpose. Like it's a reason why it's going like that. It's a reason why he could just go talk to a random person. Like it's a reason. It's not for nothing. But I mean, of course, if you don't understand, you won't know. But I understand it, but sometimes I laugh because they joke like,
they'll joke around.
Steve.
But see, the one thing I will commend you on is when you do have, and this is not like the appreciation, sorry,
of Steve, right?
Appreciation.
We about do it because I love it.
We about to turn the block.
No, he wear the greatest hoodie one fucking time and want to be.
We turn the block after this. After this one right here, left turn. But
no, the one thing I will say is that when you do have this, the gift to communicate with others that are different from you and that you may not know, the one thing is that you do listen with the intent to understand. And when you understand, that helps you garner more information. It helps you really navigate where the conversation is going, but it also has you exploring and intrigued to know more. That's why you have you probably got 3 to 5 follow-up questions as you're listening to somebody talk. Because you could have a question, you'd be like, all right, I got that one. But if they say this, I'm gonna ask that question. So I mean that's the best thing. But going back to
appreciate that, my brother.
Nah, fuck you.
Damn, I can't get this. Look. Love.
After he mastered his emotions, he had been mastered communication.
Yeah, exactly. But the one thing is going back to Dickinson. I know we got. Let me say this one quick thing about Dickinson. Then I know we got to move on. The one big thing about Dickinson, not college, but the high school in Jersey City, is that those kids, those students were very acceptive and responsive to knowledge. They were very attentive in knowing more about what we do, our journey, how we can get to where they're at. And the more they picked at us as far as what they can get out of us as far as information, I think the better the conversation was, and the more the conversation was flowing. Yeah. Because at one point, the teachers asked us, "Do you want to take a break?" Now, mind you, we was there. We got there around 9:30. We didn't leave there till 12:30. Yeah, we went nonstop. Quiet conversation, and I think that was the greatest thing of all, because we said, no. I think at that point we couldn't stop a conversation that was at the point of being here, taking a break. I think you would have had a conversation go from here to probably about here. But the more they asked and the more we kept them involved, sharing my journey. Be honest, it was the first time I ever got to do that. Yeah. First time I ever talked about my college experience. No, it's good. It's okay. We got another one.
We got more. Trust me.
But it was being able to share that experience with them. Share it with, I'm sharing it with Steve, that he know half of it, but for Gia, for Lachelle, for the rest of them, they knew none of that. They looking at me like, "Oh, you did that shit? That happened to you?" Yeah. Like they never knew like how like all the shit that I had to go through trying to fight back to get back, all that shit. So I think it was very important for us to go through, to have that conversation. And I was glad to be a part of it. So I think those who asked me to be a part of it did that. But I'm excited to get more information from them. Yeah. But what else?
Kids will appreciate y'all.
Yeah, and that's what we.
Shout out to Dwayne.
Yeah, shout out to Dwayne. Shout out to Camilla. Like it was. Oh man, it was a lot of students that it was just happy to see, and that's what it was about. Shorty, connected it back to the Kobe thing. Like voice of an angel. You know what I'm saying? If people were in the room to hear the entire conversation of everything else that she was asking about, you wouldn't even think like, damn, bro, you could sing too. Like
she looked shy.
She was shy.
She had that. Okay, I get it.
She was very shy.
I get it.
But then when she was opening up, she was talking about other things. Like she was intrigued about other things. And what I loved about her, she wasn't boisterous about it. She said she loved to sing, but she wasn't boisterous. Like, yeah, I'm a singer. Like you wouldn't even. I didn't even know. Like everyone else boasted about it, and that's how it should be. Because when you're doing this, you've affected everyone else that they would just want to boast for you. Like you don't even have to do it for yourself. And that's what I think it's about, because people who have those abilities, like when she's one of those people who when she sings, like you will cry. Like, you know what I'm saying? So, but it's unfortunate that when people have these abilities that, they're shy and things like that. And I think that's why it's important for everyone to connect so that we could be all accepting of each other, and then that way everyone.
I could have shared my shyness. Yeah. When I was younger, they probably wouldn't have believed me, but I was very shy.
Yeah, like people on this podcast right now probably don't even know Kiman can rap. Like very, very well. Like very, very well.
Nah. You don't believe it. You wouldn't believe it.
Nah.
You wouldn't believe it.
You wouldn't believe it if you hear when you hear it.
If Kiman could dance, he could rap.
He put that shit right in the box.
That is not me.
You okay? If Chris Brown could do it, you can.
Like, you know how many dancers trying to be rappers?
Yeah.
Let's be honest.
He said if you could dance, nah.
But it's just that when you know Kiman how quiet he is.
Sam, that Emily Brooklyn chick.
What style of rap?
Hold on, that Emily Brooklyn chick from like Denmark or whatever that be pop lock and all that. Don't make me. See,
I know you're talking about.
You saw what I did.
Did that little?
Yeah, you saw what I did, Keith.
What's
now she rapping. Now she rapping. Come on.
Well, no, I can't answer. It's too obvious.
What? Go.
How about that's the style of rap that you think I rap? Like, if you never heard me rap, what would you think I rap?
Oh, you thought I was gonna say J. Cole?
Yeah, I know. No, I'm saying, what do you think? If you're looking at me,
yeah,
that's what I'm saying. Yeah. But if you hear something,
it's an introspective shit because you're very introspective. You were cool, but I feel like you give him some Drake shit.
Possibly
some shampoo poppy,
Shampoo poppy.
and it goes back to since we bring it up. Remember that Twitter post
he had the piggy loafers
where it was like, yo, every friend has a Kobe in their life, and as much as we appreciate and love Kobe, we all have people that's like Kobe in our lives. And I sent it to Key because I felt better about how me and Key, I cursed Key out maybe like I used to do it like once a month. I slowed down now.
We do that shit once a week.
Yeah, it used to be.
We used to go to the gym a whole week by Friday. Key.
Yo, when that Friday come,
Like, what you
I'll be
doing?
on
Like,
Key ass,
like
bro.
you could do this, you could do that, you could do this, you got this, you could do that, you know him, you know this, use this. You like, your kid, you could do so much, like, but you got it so bottled in, like, and he's right. Like, I never disagree with what he's saying. I understand exactly what he's saying. I do have multiple things that I can do, but everything was like, I learned everything I know. It's nothing I was taught, nothing I know. Everything I have is just self-taught. So when he said, I know he's saying, but I just have been so shy like my whole life, so introverted. I don't want to say shy, but so distanced from everything. Like I don't display everything. Again, back to critiquing myself. Like I can rap and I can dance and I can harmonize some things and I can do this and I can do that, but I critique myself so much to the point I do not do it. Like that's what I was saying. I gotta stop doing that. You can say yeah.
I feel like everyone has that sense of it because you want to be accepted so much that you don't want to put out something that someone's gonna shit on. Like,
I wouldn't even say.
And that's why I'm a great listener too, because I feel like if we have a conversation, right, and I really can't speak to what he's talking about, I do not talk. I listen.
I'm the same way.
See, and everybody not like that. He would talk to me. I don't really understand what he's saying. I would just say dumb shit back.
Half the time we have these conversations now, and if we're sitting here, and it's a conversation that y'all have already had, I literally sit here. I'm like this.
Yeah.
If it's some things that maybe that I have heard of, but I need more background information.
Yeah.
Or I need to figure out like where it's going. Oh no, I'm listening.
And that's not a flaw either. That's not a flaw. It's a great, because I feel like a lot of people just say things just to be in the conversation.
How much do you hate that?
I don't like it.
I hate it.
I'd rather you just listen. I'd rather you just listen.
Me and Kiman was having that conversation earlier because we ran into that wall again of just let me just put it like this. I have come to a realization that I don't know anything, which allows me
to know what all knows nothing.
Expand.
Exactly, right? So now I just absorb all information. Now, it's not for me to judge which right or wrong. It's just information that's absorbed. If it makes sense to me, it makes sense to me. It's hard for me, and I critique myself because it bothers me and my emotions come out. And when people can't make something make sense, but they're regurgitating things that has just been taught. You know what I'm saying? So now, if I believe this, right, and I seek out this one person, and this one person gives me information that makes sense to me and fits my narrative, then I'll just run with that.
Yeah.
And now, if vice versa, I learn from this person and I can counter that, or what I would say would shatter your reality, you would rather just stick to your guns than to just accept both. So then it's hard for me to have conversations with people who just are talking the talk or talking around the conversation you're really trying to have.
They're not getting to the point.
Exactly. So I have frustrations with that.
Me too.
I can't. It brings out the worst in me at times because then I get overly passionate and aggressive with it because it's just like...
You let your emotions come
Yeah.
out.
That's what I was just saying about if he controls his emotions, he'd be a master communication.
Yeah. I think that sometimes we, when it comes to communication, even when it comes to communication with peers and whatnot, people that we fuck with and we love, which reminds me, I got a question for the both of y'all. Damn, I lost my train of thought. Fuck it. I'm gonna ask the question. I'm just ask the question I have. As far as information that you get, what is your take on, how do you retain information well from people outside of your friend group?
Yeah. I believe I do.
Yeah.
How so? Based off of it being, because they're just being just...
You saying do I receive it at all, or you saying better than my friend group?
Better than your friend group.
I wouldn't say better than my friend group, but I mean I think it's all even. It's all even. I don't discriminate knowledge, but I mean I'm intrigued. I'm just intrigued of how your brain works. Like a stranger could come to me and say something I never heard before, and I'm intrigued. I want to be a part of that. Like even if I could disagree with what he's saying, but just because his mind is going like that, all right, I never seen this type of person before. Now I'm interested. Like It's these type of people out here. It's these type of people out here. These type of people out here. We all people. We all one, but we have different ways of thinking.
Yeah.
And that right there, I'll just receive that information and just say, okay, well, he thinks like this. I think like this. And I don't know. I just get I just like that like conversation. Like,
What about you?
For me, like I like for Kiman said, I like that as well. And an example is like we were talking about earlier. Like I learned something from a complete stranger. And I actually told y'all this. I felt like I talked to God that day. Like
You did.
yeah, like I felt like it was a random dude. He was drinking midday. Like if you were walking by, like, oh, this is just a regular drunk. Just stopped, started talking to me, and then he started telling me about me that I'm like, how does he know this? And he's like, yo, God has a plan for you. And he starts saying all these things where it's like,
same thing he said to me.
Exactly, and that's what I'm saying. Like Kiman just had an experience like that too, and I'm like that. I'm telling you, like that's the universe manifesting itself. But I learned so much from that one stranger, like a stranger.
Yeah.
Like I hugged him. I hugged him. Like
Yeah.
before he left, we talked for an hour. I was late picking up my girlfriend and shit.
Yeah.
But I was just so intrigued by the
The
knowledge that was transpiring. That was just like beyond anything. And that was from a stranger.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, what? I'm like, what's happening here? And I'm like, it just felt so biblical or so spiritual. So, and it was a stranger. So I just feel like I'm open to anything that just resonates with me. I can learn from anyone.
You don't always have to agree, but I just love hearing different perspectives. Like,
Yeah.
That's the
just
goal.
it's good.
'Cause I think the more we've gotten older, I think the more we feel. I think the more we've gotten older, the more we believe how important communication is and understanding one another is. I think when we were younger, we were like, fuck you. I don't give a fuck what you gotta think. I don't give a fuck what you gotta say. Because my shit is how I feel. Your shit is how you feel. I'm gonna eat a dick. How about that? But now, I think we've gotten to the age where those type of conversations are warranted. Those type of conversations are needed.
Still got a long way to go, though.
Very still have a much, because but you know what the thing is, though? As long as, no matter what the conversation is, no matter who's having the conversation across the table, I think as long as there's dialogue being created, I think as long as that's being had, everything else the dominoes will fall the way they fall, just off the one being pushed over, and that's the dialogue being created.
Yep.
So I think the more we do that, the more progression we have in the long run.
I agree.
That's why I feel like what we're doing, or what I feel like a lot of people that we advocate for to do, the reason why we do what we do is because we just want to put up or shut up. You know what I'm saying? So it's like I could sit here all day and talk to kids and talk to my peers and try to inspire everybody, but we have to do it for ourselves as well.
Yeah.
And it's just like Kobe, and that's why I go back to Kobe. Like the amazing thing about it, the amazing thing about it is that now you see a whole bunch of things from when he was 17. Manifested. He did everything that he said he was going to do, and that's an amazing thing. And it's not just that. Yeah, we love his words. We love Mamba mentality. We love when he talks. We love the way he speaks eloquently. Like he shatters all stereotypes, right? So it's amazing to see and hear him talk and things like that. But just even if he just doesn't say a word, it's amazing to see it in an actionable sense. Like you watch this man have fucked up fingers, Achilles, but fighting through all of it. You seen this man shoot with his left hand because like he's not gonna let you just make a game plan and shut down my right hand. Like you seen him conquer things that a normal person will be like, oh, now he's just an anomaly. But at the same time, he shows you that it really could just be you, because he always takes it back to all I did was outwork everybody. And everybody had the same story. Everybody had the same story. When they work out, they see Kobe in the gym, and it's just about the consistency. It's just like, are you doing exactly what you say you're doing? And if you're not, then you need to, because sometimes we say things that we're to put ourselves in better light to other people, but our actions don't match it. and then people wonder why they're not where they are. And you know what I'm saying? And it's just beautiful to see when someone put their money where their mouth is. And then now look, he's beyond great. Like he strived to be beyond great. Like I'm gonna be something that's not even existing right now. Now it's great and then it's Kobe. Like that's really how it is. Like you could be great or you could be Kobe. And that's just a beautiful thing to see. Like I love to just see that. And I feel like that's what we all should be inspired to strive to be the best at everything.
Anything you do.
Because we run out of time, I do want to take this time out to really shout out our supporters and our listeners and viewers, because over the weeks we've been talking to people, and it just feels good to see what we're doing be noticed. But I also want people to understand that we just love that you guys are gravitating to something that we just really wanted to do organically. You know what I'm saying? And I'm glad that it's coming off as such to people. And I just want to give a lot of love to our supporters.
Thank you, guys.
Yeah, like
thank you to all the girlfriends that listen to every episode.
The process, yeah,
like it takes a village. You know what I'm saying? We all could get better, but it's good to see people that support. And I just want people to know, like, you guys are appreciated, and we wouldn't be on this road without you guys.
Facts.
Are we all leaving off?
Yeah, so we gotta do leave off with some positive vibes.
Go ahead.
So I mean, give him a break from my voice real quick.
Pause.
Is that really a pause moment? It's not. You just reach
break from my voice.
Foul.
I was stretching.
That's his fifth foul. Yeah, it's fifth foul.
Damn, I pulled a shoulder.
If you said break from my mouth or something,
pull my shoulder blade.
But yeah, let's try to end out with some positive vibes.
Go ahead, Key.
this is about to be an air ball.
Mr. Positive.
You about to shoot over the backboard right now.
But nah, I just think just try to just be open to everything, learn each day, love each day, learn how to love, and just stay connected with your people. Like just expand, stay connected with your people. I just feel like you were saying about the robots, I just feel like we don't know how to love, we don't know how to communicate, we don't know how to do nothing but push a button, share, we don't know how to feel. The fact that even though, like I'm saying, I didn't cry, that could be something that went wrong in the past. Like I should have cried probably, but I didn't cry. But just that, like feel. It's okay to feel. It's okay to cry. It's okay to love. It's okay to talk. It's okay to be wrong. It's okay not to know things. Just expand. Like you're gonna get better. You only get better if you're bad. You had to be bad to get better. Like if I'm always good, how can I get better?
How you know if you're good?
Yeah, how can you get better? Like, so it's okay with being wrong. It's okay with not knowing something. It's okay saying, okay, babe, I don't know how to love. I don't know how to talk. I don't know how to do this. Just learn, and just be open. Like, just be open. That's my thing. Just be open.
I rock with that.
I like that.
Yeah, like you feel saying like that shit touch the spirit.
I like that.
For me, I just want everyone to take away that just love people while they're here. If you're having a grudge, let it go. Like don't harbor on things that aren't important. You know what I'm saying? So, and also, like we were saying, don't just talk the talk. If you really idolize this man and idolize Nipsey and all these other iconic figures that you say inspired you, then let's show them. Let's make their purpose worth it. Let's make their purpose validated by following in their footsteps and continuing the marathon.
I agree.
Great job, guys.
Thank you.
Guys,
That's it.
They took my shit out.
They took my shit.
I'm sorry. I want to play the Laker starting lineup as Kobe so bad. But I think the one thing, I say three things. The first thing, you already took it, so the first thing I would definitely say is outwork your competition. If you have coworkers, if you're going to work on Monday, outwork them. Stop bullshitting. Just outwork them. Don't make any sudden. Don't Don't say shit. Just keep working. Go in early, leave late. Make sure you make a name for yourself and make sure you outwork yourself and push yourself to the limit. Because as long as you know you worked hard, they can't take shit away from you. The second thing I will say is, I'm sure you already said that too. Both of you did. Pray for yourself. Pray for your family. Pray for your friends. Last but not least, R.I.P. Kobe, R.I.P. Gigi, R.I.P. the families that lost their lives, R.I.P. the pilot that lost his life, and
condolences to the family.
Condolences to the family. Don't make sure y'all go to donate to the Mamba psych. I mean, no, not psych. Sorry, but Mamba. What's the Mamba thing? The Mamba Foundation. Whatever it is. That's that. I don't even want to play the Kobe lineup because I'm gonna cry. Oh
yeah.
6'6" guard,
exactly.
Lower Marion. Number 8.
We thank you guys for tuning in with us. That is the end of our podcast, the end of episode 20. Rest in peace, Kobe. Rest in peace, Gigi. Rest in peace, all families affected and all families that lost their lives.
Learn, live, love.
Learn, live, love.